Today's news. Today's news.
Deadly tornadoes.
All these businesses in downtown Vallejo have been wiped out.
New airstrikes.
Ahead of a possible ground offensive in the southern Gaza city of Rafah.
Tight presidential race.
How these candidates make you feel? The top answer for each of them was worried.
Good morning. I'm Steve Nathan with the CBS World News Roundup. Death and destruction in Sulphur, Oklahoma, a city with about 5,000 people that was torn up by a weekend tornado. At least 5 deaths are blamed on dozens of tornadoes in at least 6 states. CBS's Omar Villafranca is on the story.
Downtown Sulphur was torn to shreds Saturday night after what forecasters say was at least an EF3 tornado ripped through the city, killing 1 person.
So much worse in person.
Dana Vandiver and Donna Lewis own the Prairie Thicket Boutique. They just celebrated their grand opening on Friday. But now,
A heartache. Oh, yeah, heartache. Devastation.
and the devastation extends far beyond Sulphur. A storm system spawned a slew of tornadoes across the plains, including Nebraska, where parts of Omaha, the state's most populous city, were leveled.
Come upstairs, you see that you have no house, you're home, but you're actually homeless.
Back in Oklahoma, destroyed homes and businesses were also a common sight in Marietta. Jack Fink with CBS News Texas was there to see the aftermath up close.
Authorities say the tornado that blew through Marietta, Oklahoma, developed so fast it gave very little warning. It crossed I-35 and destroyed 2 stores. 1 driver was killed when his 18-wheeler overturned.
President Biden has spoken to Israel's prime minister about the latest efforts to free hostages held by Hamas. In Saudi Arabia, Secretary of State Blinken says a Hamas delegation in Egypt has to consider what he calls an extraordinarily generous proposal from Israel.
I'm hopeful that they will make the right decision, and we can have a fundamental change in the dynamic.
CBS's Deborah Pato says it comes amid fears the war in Gaza could soon escalate.
The threat of a full-scale invasion of Rafah hangs over the more than 1.4 million Palestinians sheltering here. Much of the rest of Gaza lies in ruin. The destruction on such a scale, it is uninhabitable. And there's nowhere that's really safe. Even in Rafah, there are daily strikes. Just this morning, 3 more. Among the dead, at least 5 children.
CBS's Vicki Barker has more on an aid group getting back to business in Gaza.
World Central Kitchen says it will resume operations in Gaza with a local team of Palestinian aid workers. This nearly a month after the Israeli military killed 6 of its Western workers and a Palestinian pilot in targeted drone strikes on their convoy. The group says it's received no concrete assurances that the same thing won't happen again, but its chief operating officer says the humanitarian situation in Gaza remains too dire to ignore.
Correspondent Elise Preston has the latest on college campus protests in this country.
UCLA was one of the latest flashpoints between pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli demonstrators. Dozens clashed Sunday after a security barrier was breached. Physical altercations took place, but no major injuries were reported. Across the country, authorities detained 100 people at Northeastern University in Boston.
The first CBS News Battleground Tracker poll of 2024 finds a statistical dead heat in 3 key states: Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Here's CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
In all 3 states, a whopping 80% of voters say the economy is a major factor in their vote, and Trump has an early edge. In Pennsylvania, only 21% of registered voters say they think they would be financially better off if Mr. Biden won, compared to 47% if Trump returns to office. And more than 60% in the 3 battlegrounds say the economy was good during the Trump administration. Back in 2020, when we asked the same question, only about a third of voters answered that way.
4 minutes after the hour.
Take O'Reilly Auto.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 51 degrees in Vallejo, California.